I'm gonna tag you everywhere.
Yeah,
you're gonna be on my YouTube channel.
Let's go.
He's sitting on my right though, thankfully. Let's get in there and play some poker. Couldn't have asked for a better night. So freaking fun. My flight back to Vegas is delayed, and I'm supposed to be playing on the Joes versus Pros Bar Poker Open live stream tonight, so hopefully I'll be able to make it back. So I am now waiting for my bag. It's 6:10 p.m. I'm supposed to somehow go back to the hotel, change, get ready, and play the Bar Poker Open tonight, live stream. Just found out it's also a cash game, not a tournament. And my luggage is still not out yet, so I've been waiting here now almost 40 minutes.
Eventually.
Finally got my bag. Literally running. It's 7 o'clock. I'm supposed to be there at 7 o'clock. But I changed and now I'm ready. So let's go do this. Bar Poker Open.
20 minutes later.
Alright, I made it. They said they haven't even started yet, but I'm still like 20 minutes late. Let's get in there and play some poker. Look what I found, guys. Drew Joey, the legend, John Party, in the flesh. Okay, so I just found out it's a 1-2 uncapped game because that's the rules here at Golden Nugget, so this is probably going to be insane.
How would I play it?
What a day. I'm literally sitting next to Joey.
Uh-oh.
Ingram.
You're just tagging me on
Poppy,
Instagram,
GTO.
too.
Oh, I'm going to tag you everywhere.
Yeah,
you're going to be on my YouTube channel.
Let's go.
He's sitting on my right though, thankfully.
I heard he's doing well. Why is that thing?
So I can 3-bet you.
We gotta play PO after this then.
Okay, no, you definitely are gonna crush me in PO.
Alright, after a crazy day of traveling, I finally made it. Let's play some poker. We are going to be playing some 1-2, no cap, no limit hold'em, and this game could get a bit crazy. Players competed to have a chance to play against some pros, and half the players playing tonight are players that want a seat into this game. It's a really fun atmosphere, and I'm excited to get started. There was also an interesting dynamic thrown into the mix where we got a coin, and that coin could be used to take back any bet we make at any given time. So, for example, if I'm on the river and I have to bluff to win the hand, I can put out a bet or go all in, and if I get called and I still have my coin for my one-time use, I can play the coin and say, just kidding, and take back my bet. So it was kind of a fun way to give some more action, but at the same time, kind of weird, never done it before, but hey, I'm excited to see how this works out. I won a hand with Ace King early on, but the stream wasn't up yet, so I was up just a few bucks before we started this hand. There was a raise under the gun from Griff with Ace Jack of Diamonds. Donnie calls under the gun 2 with Ace 4 of Hearts. Folds around to me on the button, and I look down at Pocket Kings. I don't need to raise too big here, being in position against these players with a premium hand, so I raised to 55. Only Griff calls, so we're going heads up to a flop. The flop is Queen 8-5 with all spades. I do have the King of Spades in my hand. He checks it over to me, and I'm going to continue here for a pretty small size. I make it 45, and he quickly folds, so we scoop our first pot with the live stream up and running. By this point in the night, drinks were flying, everyone's laughing, having a great time. There's a raise in the cutoff from Donnie with pocket 9s. I haven't been able to play many hands. I'm in the big blind with Jack 8 offsuit. Not a great hand to defend, but we're playing on a live stream, so I decided to call. The flop is King 7-5 Rainbow, complete advantage board for the pre-flop raiser, and I'm pretty handcuffed, can't really do much here except check fold and move on to the next one. Just about a few hands later, there's a limp under the gun, and Joey raises to $13 with 10-9 of hearts in the cutoff, and I'm on the button and look down at another premium, Pocket Queens. I 3-bet to 45. Folds back around to Joey, and he puts in the 4-bet to $125. By the way, this game was going to become uncapped, but to make it fair for the Joes who weren't prepared to play the 1-2 game today, everybody started with $300. So in this hand, we were about 400 effective. And given the stack sizes in this hand, I think the only play here to deny equity against ace-king, ace-queen type hands is to just go all in. He makes the call, so I'm all in, headed to c5 cards. The flop looks great, the turn gives a little bit of a sweat because he turns an open-ender, but the river pairs the board, and I scoop and double up through Joey.
You can show 335. Flush draw. No, he had 9-10 of clubs.
Joey, what happened?
Joey will never put in.
You got a premium, Joey?
You're in Westchester.
I made a slightly loose call. Giving you some energy.
In this hand, there's a raise from Drew under the gun to $10. Folds around to Joey, and he's on the button with ace-queen offsuit. At this point, Joey's been playing a lot of hands, splashing around, not sure if he's had it or just been full of crap, but I'm in the small blind and look down at pocket eights. He's been firing away, so I decide to call and set mine and hopefully be able to see a flop. Bet on Drew decides to fold, so me and Joey go heads up yet again in another 3-bet pot. The flop is ace, queen, 7 with 2 clubs. I check it over to him and he checks back. The turn is a jack. I check again. I have some showdown value and would love to get to the river without having to put any more money into the pot, and Joey checks on the turn as well. The river is the king of clubs, bringing in the flush. I check it over, and now Joey puts out a bet of $45. I thought for a little bit, but I really can't even beat any of the hands that he would check down all the way to the river, and he could have like a weak ace, something like that, but turns out he was at pretty much the top of his range here, flopping top pairs, so I decided on a fold, and he takes down the pot, and we move on to the next one. I don't know what it is about the button and picking up premium hands, but in this hand, Ebony raises the hijack with king 10 offsuit, and I'm on the button and look down at pocket aces. I 3-bet to $50. I think I could have gone a little bit smaller here, but Ebony's a tough player and I want to put her in some tough spots, but she makes the correct fold here. But if we keep running like this and picking up premiums, it's going to be a good night. In this hand, Drew raises under the gun with 6-7 offsuit. Carl calls. John Party puts in a 3-bet to $25 with ace 7 of hearts. Joey calls with 10-4 suited on the button, and I'm in the small blind with 9-8, and for this price I am gonna peel here, and after all that pre-flop action, we're going 4 ways to a flop and a 3-bet pot. The flop comes absolute gin for us. It is jack 3 deuce with all diamonds, so we flop a 9 high flush. Checks around to Carl, and he puts out a bet of $5. Joey then raises to 50, and now it's on me. I think the best play here is to flat and try to get more money from these other players in the hand, so I deceptively make the call here. The turn is the 10 of spades, and I check, and Joey checks back, which I was a little bummed to see. The river is a deuce, so it does pair the board. I check, and Joey jams all in for $1,090, and I had $600 on my stack, so this was a massive bet. I forgot we were playing the Joker game, otherwise I would have called a lot quicker. The river did pair the board, and I do have a 9 high flush, so I'm losing to some hands, but against Joey, I'm never folding. I put in the call, and then he says, just kidding, takes his bet back, but we still win a very nice pot.
And he has to have his joke bet. I think this is exactly what we were talking about. Yeah. He made that raise to set up the joke bet bluff. And there it is, the joke bet. Perfect. It was an absolute great setup by Joey. If she didn't have it, he was going to win a decent pot, but she had it.
Alright, these next few hands were pretty fun. Joey raises the cutoff with queen 5 offsuit. I'm on the button and 3-bet to $40. Joey puts in the 4-bet out of position to $110. I'm sorry, Joey, but I'm just not gonna fold to you. I'm putting in the call, and once again, we're going heads up, but this time in a 4-bet pot. The flop comes pretty great for our hand. It's ace 4 jack with 2 spades. Joey leads into me for $70, and I want to keep all of his bluffs in. I'm in position. I don't need to raise here. I'm gonna make the call. The turn is an offsuit 10. Joey leads into me once again for $185. Now this pot's getting pretty massive, but I'm just not convinced that Joey has me beat. I'm at the top of my range, and I'm still drawing to the nut straight, and Joey can have a lot of air here, and some worse hands than me, so let's head to a river card. Joey laughs and laughs, chuckles, looks at me, tries to get a read. He doesn't know what to do here on the river, out of position, so he finally decides on a reluctant check. And at this point, hand is good but not great. There are some hands I'm losing to, and against Joey, I don't want to face any tough river decisions, so I decide on a check, and sure enough, he has complete air. I scoop a nice one in this 4-bet pot, and we had a nice laugh about it.
Ash is happy to take the pot down. Does not put any more money in. Turn him over. Very nice hand. That's $700. That puts Ash at $1,200. Now Joey's out of it.
Needless to say, we are running pretty pure here in this Joe's versus Pros cash game. There's a raise from Joey, and I make the call with Queen Jack, Melissa calls in the cutoff with 8-5 offsuit, and John Party calls in the big blind with 6-4 off, so we head 4 ways to a flop. The flop is 10-9-6 rainbow. We flop ourselves an open-ended straight draw. I check, everyone checks, and we head to a turn card, which is absolute gin. It's the king of clubs, so now we have the absolute nuts. It checks through to me, and I cannot let this check through. We need to get some value for our nutted hand, so I put out a bet of $20. Only Melissa calls, who was pretty card dead and spot dead the entire night trying to get something going, and she makes the call with 8-5 offsuit for a gutter. Now we're heading to a river card. The river is not the best card, it's a jack, so this can kill some of our action, but I gotta go for it once again, so I put out a bet of $25, and she pulled pretty quickly, but man, are we running pure here at this game. So that was actually the last hand of the live stream before deciding to do one last hand, a PLO bomb pot. I steer clear of these, so I think I got a really bad hand and ended up folding on the flop and avoiding disaster, so we're gonna wrap up this Joe's versus Pros 1-2 cash game with a nice profit.
Alright, well, what a freaking blast. I was in for $300, out for $1,180 for a profit of over $800 actually. Super fun. I got to meet Joey, and really nice guy, so fun. I got to play with Ebony, John Party, and bet on Drew. Couldn't have asked for a better night. So freaking fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that live stream. So, alright, if you guys enjoyed the vlog, would you do me a huge favor and go all in and like, comment, and subscribe? It would mean the world to me. We're just getting started, and it's only up from here. Talk to you guys soon.